This is Luke 9:11 and 9. And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. I like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole full elect that's scattered abroad, the Hakim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shabab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And what I just want to go into is two Bible verses that I posted up. I posted it up on the one channel, but the other channel's not letting me because Esau doing the same thing again, asking for IDs and shit. But eventually I think I'll be able to post it because it usually does it later in the day. But let's start with this first verse again, Luke 11:9. And I ask unto you, and I say unto you, Salakia, ask and it shall be given you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. All right. And that's going into wisdom. Okay. And as a matter of fact, let's break that down. It says, and I say unto you, ask and it shall be given to you. Yes, because all right, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is given to all men liberally. Okay. Let's grab that. This is James. One second. This is James 1:1-5. And it says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, not wavering, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. All right. And you don't want to be tossed back and forth because the Lord told us to be not tossed back and forth like children anymore. All right. Let's grab that real quick. This is Ephesians 4:14. And it says that we henceforth be no more. As a matter of fact, let me go up one. It says, till we all come into the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, unto a perfect man, on the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Okay. This is why you don't want to be like a child, because when you're like a child, all right, you could tell a child anything, you see, and he'll believe it. So, Jake has that mentality of being like a child because they're constantly into different philosophies. They're constantly reading all types of different books. All right. Tells you in Ecclesiastes 12:13, 12:12. And further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. All right, because it's total confusion, and the Lord is not the author of confusion, man. When you read these different books and you try to, chime up with the scriptures, unless it's like you going into history or you're trying to prove a point, you can do that. All right, but these people will try to take these books in its entirety and try to put it into the scriptures, man. That's just going to cause total confusion. You're not going to be able to get the actual answer that you want because you're getting tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. All right. That's why I said by the sleight of men. All right. Esau he is a cunning hunter, man. So he knows how to make you hunt. Okay. For things that is out of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's realm, basically. All right. So let's go back to, okay, James 1:5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. All right. And as a matter of fact, in that same verse, the Bible verse, all right, it said, seek and ye shall find. That's why it tells you in Isaiah 34, seek ye out the book Okay, this is 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. None one of these shall fail. All right, meaning what? These prophecies are not going to fail. Everything written in these scriptures is faithful and true. All right. It says, for my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it has gathered. Oh, Salakia, I skipped the part. It says, none shall want her mate. All right. None of these prophecies are going to fail, and none shall want her mate, meaning this book don't go with any other book, man. The answers that you want, the answers that you are looking for are all in the scriptures. You just got to have the understanding, the Holy Spirit. All right, to be able to understand what's being said in these scriptures. And this is why you're supposed to go to the men of the Lord, all right, for the breakdowns. All right. It says, for my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it has gathered them. Okay. Let's grab this. This is Salakia. Proverbs 8:11. And it says, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions. Okay. And if you go all the way down to 20, I believe it's in, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Actually, you know what? It's in, let me grab that. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, and 28. That's the spirit. I already had it up. So, Wisdom of Solomon 7:28. For Yahweh loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. You see? So it's showing you that wisdom is very important, and wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, not of this world, because the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see? And that's why it tells you in Isaiah, okay, 33:6, and it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You see? So knowledge and wisdom will be the stability of thy times. That's going to be the strength for your salvation. Okay. And the fear of the Lord is the greatest thing you can have, because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You see? So the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Right. So now let's grab this other precept. All right, that's the first precept, because I posted up two different ones. I post one from 1611, and I always post one from the other Bible app that I have, because they give two different ones. And this one is John 6:13. It says, therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. All right. And that was going into, you know, when Yahushua was making the miracles, all right, which Yahushua, when Yahushua was on earth, he made all types of miracles, man. And as a matter of fact, it even tells you in the scriptures there were miracles that were not written in his book. Okay. Give me a second. I believe it's in the last chapter of John. Yep. John 20:29. Oh, no, Salakia, nah. Let me grab it. This is, give me 1 second. Might be in 21. Come on, dogs. This thing is tripping right now. Yeah. This is John 21:25. It says, and there are also many other things which Yahushua did the which if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Yeah, so the Lord did so many amen, it said after that too. The Lord had did so many miracles that if he was to write down all the miracles that he did when he was on earth, okay, literally there wouldn't be enough books to contain, all right, the miracles that he had did. That's how many miracles the Lord had did in those times, man. You see, and he's still doing miracles, all right, through these scriptures, still doing miracles through the men of the Lord, all right, because the men of the Lord low key have spiritual powers already, man. All right, now we're gonna have, heavy spiritual powers, physical spiritual powers, all right, but right now the spiritual powers that we have is, us preaching his word and being able to heal. All right, we have the power to heal those in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which it all comes from on high. You see, we're just being used as vessels to do these things. Okay, so we're constantly doing spiritual acts, which, another spiritual power we have is the power of prayer. That's a spiritual power, being able to call upon your name. I mean, Salaka, call upon his name on the time of trouble. You see, us being able to fast is another spiritual power. All right, because we don't fast for, we do fast for health also, but when we fast, we really do it to get and draw closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, so let me grab this real quick. I think there's one in 22. Matter of fact, let me do this. Give me 1 second. Oh, I went into the cross reference. That's what I wanted. This is John 20 and 30, and it says, and many other signs truly did Yahweh Shai in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book, but these are written that ye may believe that Yahweh Shai is Hamashiach, the son of Yahweh, and that believing ye might have life through his name. Okay. And then it says right here, it says, this is a very strong Eastern expression to represent the number of miracles which Yahweh Shai wrought. But however strong and strange it may appear to us of the Western world, we find sacred and other authors using hyperboles of the like kind and signification. All right. Then it says, see Numbers 13 and 3, Deuteronomy 1 and 28. It says, Basanaj gives a very similar hyperbole taken from the Jewish writers, in which Joachim is said to have composed such a great number of precepts and lessons that if the heavens were paper and all the trees of the forest so many pens and all the children of men so many scribes, they would not suffice to write all his lessons. Interesting. Anyway, that was just something in the cross reference. All right. But again, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, all right, was constantly doing miracles, man. All right. And we are going to be able to make miracles, do miracles just like he did. All right. This is John 14 and 12. And it says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go on to my Father. You see, and the Lord told us having that, grain of a mustard seed. Okay, let's grab that. All right, this is Matthew 17 and 20. And it says, and Yahweh said unto them, because of your unbelief, for I verily say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, Ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. You see, that's why it's important to have faith, because faith is the base of all things, and without faith it's impossible to please him. You see, it says, yeah, that's the point on that actually. All right. And as much as you have that faith, that ounce of faith, all right, if you end up having literally an ounce of doubt, all right, that could be your doom right there, man. All right. You have to stay with that faith at all times, always believing in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, no matter what. Okay. So let's read that again, John 14:12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. You see, and that's why we give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah in everything we do, because everything comes from on high first, man. All right. We have no will in our life. Okay. People think that they got free will. All right. Everything is of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Your steps are directed of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Man's goings is of the Lord. So how can a man understand his own way? Okay. And it says, if ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. You see? And let's grab Luke 10 and 19, and I'll close it out with that. Salakia. Did I say? I'm at Luke 10 and 19. This is 10 and 19 in Luke. All right. Showing you a little bit of spiritual power that we'll have. All right. I'll grab it from 18. It says, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as a lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Okay. So again, the Lord's going to give us spiritual power. Okay. As the scriptures tell you, in the day of thy power, they shall be willing. All right. When these people see true spiritual power, you're going to have other people believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah for that. All right. This is Isaiah 51 real quick. I mean, Jeremiah 51, Salakia. This is 19, and it says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. Yeah, everything starts with us. Everything's created by us first. Okay. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. You see, the Lord looks at us as his battle axe, man. Okay. So we're going to be able to break in pieces the nations. How are we going to do that? Through spiritual power, man. All right. From calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah and believing and having that faith in him, man. Okay. And I'll end it with this. This is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 5. It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. This is talking about the elect, and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand, because the Lord is going to crown us. All right. Pertaining to Second Ezra, the second chapter. All right. When we're in those chariots in Babylon the Great is being destroyed. All right, that great ceremony is going to be taking place. All right, we're going to be crowned, okay, for believing in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for conquering the image of you already, you know, and keeping that faith all the way to the end, okay, from separating from this world. It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown for the Lord's hand, all right, Yahushua's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. You see, we're going to be able to, the Lord's going to use us just the same way he uses Esau as that whooping stick. He's going to turn us, all right, the fishers are going to be turned into hunters, because the fishers are the prophets that are out there fishing for the elect, you see, and he's going to turn us into hunters, man. All right. And then we're going to be able to hunt, you see, and he's going to be able to make us basically that whooping stick onto these nations. That's why the creature means us. All right. It says, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. All right. Let me grab this. There's Wisdom of Solomon 3:7. It says, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Okay. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and the Lord Yahushua shall reign forever. So that's the Bible verses. Lord willing was edifying. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem, Orchak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. Akim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.